I've been making art since I was 4 years old. So I just was drawing on paper, Looney Tunes, all kinds of stuff, anything that would come on TV, Sesame Street, stuff like that. Those were things that were starting to influence me at a young age. I was always drawing like cats with muscles and barbells and stuff on all this stacks of typing paper that basically would be like all over the living room in balls from everything, all the mess ups, that I did. But growing up through the years, I guess like, Keith Haring was one of them, I can't really point to artists more than I can point to environments as inspiration. So I would say like maybe things that I see outside, decaying, stuff I've seen in other countries, ways people make things out of found objects. That's the stuff that inspires me. Street art is about some people having just a persona of not wanting to show themselves because that kind of falls in line with the culture. But, I think that if you're just doing stuff that isn't sanctioned all the time, then it's a necessity. And so for me, that's really what it is. It's not about me trying to say, oh, well, everybody's not showing their face in this culture, so I might as well join in and create that same mystique. Really what it's about is there are things that I'm doing outside, that I plan to do outside, that I did outside, that I remain this way right now. I want to be able to create some flexibility. So, maybe there's a time that I don't care about it. I guess, the word trash in itself maybe in some way might cheapen what I do. So, in the end, it is trash being turned into something that's, considered artistic. But in the same respect, throwaway culture is just, people will buy stuff for a short period of time and then out it goes. So it's not necessarily something that belongs in the category of trash. It just is not something that's wanted in that way. I spent a lot of time walking the streets, scoping spots to put stuff up on, as well as putting stickers up. So it's kind of like I'm out there already, walking around, internalizing things, staying connected to the street. And along the way, I come across things, I find things. Well, community is everything. Growing up in Brooklyn, and just, seeing how things progress or digress. If you don't incorporate that into your work and that doesn't move you and inspire you, then you're not, humans. Right after 9/11, there was this sense of unity. An American flag on buses. They started going on buses everywhere. And the American flag was looked at as a symbol of unity, of every culture, every gender, every, sexual orientation among adults. It was looked at in that way. And that was a really interesting time to see that, because I had never seen that, fully realized in that way. But unfortunately, not long after that, it shifted. And so that was something I'll never forget, was that kind of unification of, good versus evil in that way. So, it'd be nice to kind of find a way to get back to that.
I don't show my face because I like leaving a mystery. I like leaving people know that, who is this Hectat person? Who, it just makes it more appealing. Plus, I do a lot of a graffiti that's not legal still. I do a lot of legal stuff and illegal stuff, not permission, and you know, I just like to keep it underground. Toys Ain't Down is a crew that I created in 1985, and it just, you know, me and my friend was on the roof, and at the time, I didn't have a crew. And he's like, yo, I said, what's up with this guy? Put him down. And he's like, no, that guy's a toy. Toys Ain't Down, fuck that. So I'm like, that's it. That's what we're gonna name it, TAD. And I had over 50 people in the crew. But then, you know, everybody started, you know, some people they just broke up. And I stood with the crew. And that was it. I've been doing it for the love. It wasn't even about the money. It's just that the money just started pouring in because people want my work. But other than that, I just been doing it for the love. I paint for the love. I don't, you know, paint for a profit. When you're painting on the street, paint what you would like what you would want for the people to like. You understand? Just don't paint for yourself. Paint for what the people would want. That's what I do. I usually paint in the street for the people. I don't paint for myself. And that's where a lot of artists lose track of, you know, because they painting it, they're not seeing it. They're just taking a picture and that's it. The people who are seeing it are the people in the street. So just be careful what you write, what you paint, because everybody's looking.
When did you become an ex-vandal?
They put me down, I think, like 2 years ago. He's on the ex-vandal, the crew ex-vandal. Yeah, they put me down like 2 years ago, and I've been honored to be down with them because I've always wanted to rep their crew a long time ago. But they were so tight-knit that I don't think I was ready for that at that time. But now, you know, I'm an ex-vandal. I would like to just say that Hectat's gonna keep going while all these artists around here and painting. Eventually it's gonna die down and Hectat's still gonna be up there. I would never let myself die down. Never. I've always got things up my sleeve, always got things coming, always in the works with stuff. So
So I did these for my illustration. I took a course at SVA like 2 years ago in the winter. This is my style. We're doing, and this is based on the Beatles. I threw in the Yellow Submarine, but it's based on the song My Octopus's Garden. So I did that, and then just this goofy little thing, a picture I found somewhere. So not really my style, but you know, interesting, and with a paintbrush, which I use a little bit, but not too much. But just learning the different ins and outs. I just really think there's a really good exchange of energy between the artists. I feel like it's a really give and take thing. Like people ask my opinion, and I'm happy to give it to them. Or people that have been in this game a lot longer than me have given me ideas as far as painting on walls or things I could add to my canvases or just ways to improve my artwork or ways to get it out there. And they didn't have to do that for me. So I really feel blessed and thankful and a lot of gratitude. This is going here. So I've been doing these just for fun, like these kind of like based on baseball cards, collect them and trade them, but I've been doing these so-called, you know, cards, for lack of a better term, of different artists that were willing to play along with my silliness. So this is a Ratanic who gets up a lot, a friend of mine, and he was down with it, and this is what we came up with. And you know, it's mostly his stuff, but you see you see my face, that's an actual wheat paste below his. And then that's just, I did that in Photoshop, but that's, you know, based on my sticker. In my opinion, I feel like we're in the golden art of street age. That's as far as, it seems like a lot more people have appreciation for what's going on. There's a lot of great artists getting up out there, from like really talented graffiti artists, you know, that concentrate on lettering and things like that, to muralists. Now, however you want to define street art, that's not really up to me. I consider myself a street art because I do my art and I put it out in the street, via wheat paste or stickers. Sometimes I get to do a mural or whatever, but it really depends on who you ask. But in my opinion, for my money, my 2 cents is that I feel like this is a really great time to be a street artist. It's going on around the world. It's super popular, and I think people really have an appreciation for it now.
I'm gonna say 20 years to be safe. I mean, I've been doing graffiti, but as far as in an artistic form, it's about 20 years. A little more than 20 years, possibly. And my character, my character is a reflection of myself, So definitely comes from just like me creating a cartoon version of myself through references of like photos and stuff. I have respect for real graffiti artists, people who put in work. I have respect for a lot of people, man. It's just I go by like kind of like the unwritten rules of graph. Outlines over tags, spray can tags over markers, over freaking wheat paste. To me, that's like an unwritten rule. Like, and people get pissed about it, but it's an unwritten rule. It's like rock paper scissors. So. Except it kind of goes backwards, I guess. I feel like fill-in goes over tags and outlines. Like a piece over a throwy. People still get pissed off about rules now. I feel like people take things more personal now than what they used to. We pay stuff is like I work with it. I work around shit, and if I can incorporate it into my shit and make something like a cool, almost like a forced collab, not almost, a forced collab, that can go either way as well. Like, people might not want you to do a forced collab on their shit, but, I just do it, what I'm saying? Like, cause it's fun, it creates a new character each time, And it's like it's with a minimal approach. It's like I didn't do much when I do a collaboration, like forced collab. It's like, but it still like takes skill to pull it off to where it looks like you actually stood there with the other person and did it. When you really didn't. You just I look at it, I analyze it. I'm like, sometimes I'll pass by something like 20 times before I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm doing this. Like that piece fits perfect where my scarf is at, or where my face is at. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll just go for the kill. But sometimes, like in the moment, you're like kind of thinking, you're looking back and forth. You got to worry about getting caught while you're doing this shit. So sometimes I'll spray over something and I ain't even want to spray over it. Like I wanted to incorporate it into my character, but it's like too late, and it's like, all right, well, you might as well just keep going. Like sometimes you if the moment's right, I'll keep a little cool thing in there. Favorite collaboration. I mean, I really like I did a few collaborations with companies, and by far Diesel treated me nice, man. They were great people, I've worn their jeans for 20 years religiously, so I was definitely happy about that. I felt like it was my intentions to try to get their attention at the same time as expressing myself all at once, and it worked, I wish the best for all those who want to move up in the art world and express themselves, and be noticed and have fun with it, because something that helps release all types of stress, Say no, one day at a time.
You could go. It's all right. The first night was, I feel like there's a couple of nights that felt like the first time. I think there's times when I still go out and I still feel like it's the first time. I can't say like it's adrenaline. I can't say it's, there's something special to it that just kind of like feels like, you know, like right the inside. When I make art, I stand there, I try to release everything from my brain. And I'll start with like one eyeball and I'll have some music going on. And then the eyeball starts and the line keeps going and the line keeps going. And before I know it, I created a face and like a body. And then I step back, I do it again and I do it again. And then before I know it, I'm telling myself a story. It's like there's something happening that's just, I'm telling myself what I need to know at this moment. So when the pandemic came around, the window opened up. And I took full advantage of that and said, you know, I might not have this time again. Let me just go out and just, you know, do it. And it was almost natural. It was like, you know, hey, listen, open up the window. Like, what's going to happen? A bird's going to fly out, right? The caged bird's going to fly out the window. And that's exactly what happened with the pandemic. My career has taught me that, it sounds kind of like cliche, I guess, is that like what you really want to do in life, you can really do it. And it doesn't matter on what level of success you think success is. Like, you know, you got to erase everything that's in front of you. Right, like if you want to, like for instance, like if you want to pursue art, like you got to erase what everybody else. You got to stop looking at art. You know, you got to start looking on the inside. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, like in life, is that like if you want a partner, you got to stop looking for what they are. You got to start looking for yourself and like what they're bringing into you, or like, you know, with work, you know, like if you're not happy there, you gotta like mold it and like find out like what it's doing, because there's opportunities within every situation that you're standing in that's going to teach yourself something, and you're going to grow and be better at it. Whether it looks boring, shitty, or whatever, like there's something in there for you to learn. And now I look at things and say, okay, well, like what's this step? I'm wondering what this next step is, and I'll get to the next step when I need to pass by this step, but first I'm here, I'm on this step now. And I feel like you can climb those stairs faster when you click into that.